Hey you. Yes, you. Come here. I just saw you come in and book a room for the night. Did the rain get you, or did you manage to get away? You're very lucky, you know. There is a terrible storm up north. I would not recommend you going through there for a few days. Anyway, not our problem, really. Hmm? Who am I? Oh, just a passing traveler myself. You can call me Kyle. That's what most people call me anyway. I knew of your arrival after all, and I've got the fire going. Well, not myself. I asked Jura the innkeeper to do so before you arrived. Isn't that right, Jura? My dear gods, Jura, did you kiss your mother with that mouth? Don't mind him, traveller. He wanted to go to sleep, but I said, no, 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 there is one more guest that shall come by on this darkest of nights, and we must be ready and awake to receive them. And thus, here you are. And I've got to say, I knew of your arrival, but I was not warned of how gorgeous you looked. I doubt I have seen eyes as beautiful as yours in a good while. Sorry, getting distracted. Please, why don't you take a seat over here? I shall make some tea for us. I'm sure Jura won't mind, especially since he's heading upstairs. No, don't be silly, take a seat. Not there, that's where I sit. I'm sure you've been through a lot, but no need to worry. Pushy. Strange. People keep categorizing me as such, but no matter. Please bear with me for a few moments. Now, the tea is free of charge, as you are the first customer I have seen in a while, and I won't tell Jura if you don't. Now, my palm reading will cost you 5 gold coins, and I can assure you, you can't find a better deal if you search the hot... Whoa, hey, wait, where are you going? If you go to sleep now, you will miss this amazing opportunity to get your fortune read from the greatest palm reader in the world. And the next, may I add. Wait, okay. Okay, so you know how to haggle. 4 gold coins. Still no? Okay. 3? Oh, come on. You can't tell me my skills are worth less than that. You're saying that you never asked for a reading, so why should you pay? Okay, fine. I'll read your palm for free, okay? By the stars above, you are the most difficult customer I've met in the last 200 years. You know, I have had the kings and queens begging for my services. Even the Jade Empress asked for my services, and look at me now. But a gift such as mine must be honed, else it will rust. Now please, give me your hand, and we shall start. Ah, you're going with that hand. No. It's up to you, really. You have such soft hands. Did you use, perhaps, essence of the Nereid to moisturize them? No, such natural softness. Yes, of course, I'll begin. I can see a lot, yes. For example, your palm. It's such a pretty palm with so many secrets for me to unveil. And your hands are soft. Apologies, I've mentioned that already. Well, it is a privilege to a palm reader to get a client with a pleasant hand to touch. And just as I thought, water hands. No. They're not made out of water, silly traveler. Each hand is different, and palm reading has more to do than simply looking at interpreting the various lines adorning your hand. Look at the shape of your fingers, their length. Oh yes, that is 100% a water hand. You an artist, perhaps? Definitely the creative sort. Just like myself. People like us tend to have great intuition, you see. And it's why this profession suits me so much. Now, let me examine your hand more closely. Curious. You come from afar with a quest in mind. You have low ambitions in life, and yet so determined. Perhaps that comes from your emotions often taking hold of you and making you take sometimes impulse decisions you would normally be more careful about. How do I know? Look at the base of your index finger. Clear as day. You are ambitious, you say. I did not mean to insult you, dear traveller, but you cannot deny what your hand tells me. You look quite displeased. I did not mean to offend your character, merely making a statement. Let us move on. Oh, here, I can see. Yes, yeah. You carry great wisdom with you. Now, that is something, isn't it? Of course, I would not call you the wisest in the land, but you have some common sense, and based on that middle finger base, I can see that determination and perseverance I previously mentioned must be what brought you here in this unholy hour. I mean, you have heard the stories, haven't you? If you stray from the road, the darkness may take you. I can assure you, you do not want that. Many travelers have thought it was wise to either cut through the forest to places unexplored. Others would hear voices and follow them. The lucky ones are probably dead, and those who survived on long now lost their minds to the darkness. And my apologies, I should not be mentioning such dark tales in the middle of the night. But I can assure you this inn is safe and secure, and is protected by powerful charms. Let's move on to the next line, shall we? I don't wish to keep you for too long. I can see you want to get up earlier than normal to travel. Your line here is quite faded. You're usually a very positive person, and yet you're consumed by a feeling close to melancholy. Do you want to talk about that, perhaps? You're not feeling talkative, I see. Well, I'm sure good fortune will come your way. The gods always bring balance to our world, and however you have been wronged, you will inevitably prevail. Either that or a very gruesome death. Oh, I didn't say anything. Not to worry, my dear. I shall continue. Ah, and then look at that over here. At the base of your thumb, of course. Your capacity for empathy is astonishing. That's not all I can see. And your passion also burns brighter than the sun. How fascinating. It is difficult to find creatures like yourself nowadays. Everyone seems to be consumed by soul-eating apathy, which is dangerously contagious. No, we are not done yet, my dear. Now that I have a better picture of who you are, let us move to the next part. Line reading. The lines of your hands will tell me of things to come, challenges you will have to overcome, and people you might meet, and good fortune that may come your way. It is the part most people look most forward to, I must say. The heart line. The line that shall tell me of your romantic endeavors, its failures, and its successes. It is the one most often requested to be read, you know. I can see here you have had quite the stories when it comes to romance, did you not? And who can blame you, really? You are marvelous to look at. I also see you are quite picky on who you choose to be your romantic partner. Bear in mind, there's nothing particularly bad about that. Knowing what you want and not lowering your standards is usually a requirement for a successful relationship. However, I am wondering whether sometimes you're looking too hard to find the faults in your significant other. Only you know that, of course, but I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I can see here you have had a few traumatic experiences in your love life. I'm sure after that you must have been raising quite a few barriers to protect yourself from future harm. If you want my advice, always be careful of people's intentions. but don't miss on someone great because you're held back by fear. You may come to regret it if you close yourself off completely. Your fate line, it's breaking at points. I'm sorry to tell you, but you will be faced with quite a few hardships in the future. However, I can see you have all the emotional strength you need to face those challenges. Now, your lifeline, it's a bit faint. Your future is uncertain, at best. I'm sure with enough determination you will achieve what you want, but you have to be strong, and you can't hesitate when the time comes. Now, over here in the middle is your headline, and based on that I can see you have a very short attention span, and lacking concentration from time to time. I wonder by the end of this session how much of what I said will actually get through to you. Perhaps I should have written that down to prevent any future mishap. Would you like me to write you a quick note before you go, so you remember what's been said? In any case, there's going to be certain vital information you will need to take into account. Mishearing or completely forgetting could mean, and I don't by any means mean to upset you, but it could mean your demise. Yes, you see these crosses over here and over here? You'll be faced with decisions that will ultimately alter your fate. It's important you remember what other people will tell you to have the best possible outcome. Now, it is quite late, and I will be departing early in the morning. I have business elsewhere, I'm afraid, my dear. The wind is calling for me, and I am but a speck of dust floating around, obeying its whims. However, before you go to sleep, and as a last piece of advice regarding your reading, you'll soon need to evaluate whether to trust certain people. Before you make any decisions, remember a smile can hide something way darker than your sweet soul can take. So, I'd be careful if I were you. Oh, and also, your romantic line. It did say you had very recently met a man that will make your wildest dreams come true. On that note, I shall remind you that my door will be open all night should you wish to. Traveller, wait, where are you going?